Mrs. Emily Carter was a history teacher, but she was so much more than that. She taught at Maplewood High, where she became a beloved figure. Everyone loved her, not just for her teaching, but for her genuine care and dedication. She had a warm smile and a kind heart that made every student feel special and valued. Mrs. Carter had a unique way of making history come alive. Her lessons were more than just dates and events. They were stories filled with life and emotion. She told stories about the past with such passion that her students felt like they were living through those moments. Through her storytelling, her students learned about bravery and courage, understanding the significance of these virtues in shaping history. They also learned about doing the right thing, as Mrs. Carter always emphasized the importance of moral values and ethical decisions.
She was more than just a teacher. She was a guiding light for many. She was a friend and mentor, always there to offer support and guidance. She listened to her students, understanding their struggles and triumphs. She helped them through tough times, offering a shoulder to lean on and words of wisdom. Everyone in Maplewood knew Mrs. Carter. She was a familiar face and a trusted figure. She was a pillar of the community, always involved in local events and initiatives. She made the town a better place through her tireless efforts and unwavering commitment to the well-being of others. The sun was shining. It was a Tuesday morning. Everything seemed normal. Students were boarding the school bus. Among them was Mrs. Carter. She was heading to school early. She had a lot to prepare for her history class. The bus was filled with chatter and laughter. Students were excited to see their friends. They were ready for another day of learning. No one knew that this ordinary day was about to change. Something unexpected was about to happen. The bus started moving. It was on its usual route. Suddenly a man stood up. He was holding something shiny. It was a knife. The man's name was Tom Jacobs. He was desperate. He had made some bad choices. Now he was scared and angry.
Stop the bus!
Everyone was terrified. Students screamed. Some started to cry. Mrs. Carter's heart pounded in her chest, but she knew she had to stay calm. She had to protect her students.
Mrs. Carter's courage. A beacon of hope. In a world where hope often seems distant, Mrs. Carter stood as a shining example of courage and compassion. Mrs. Carter took a deep breath, gathering her thoughts and strength. She knew the importance of this moment. She looked at Tom Jacobs, her eyes filled with empathy and understanding. She could see the pain and confusion in his eyes. "What's wrong?" she asked gently, her voice soft and reassuring, hoping to break through the walls he had built around himself.
Jacobs was taken aback. He didn't expect kindness. In a world that had often been harsh to him, this moment of compassion was unexpected.
Mrs. Carter kept talking to him, her words weaving a tapestry of hope and understanding. She wanted him to know he wasn't alone. She listened to his story, every word, every pause. She knew that sometimes, just being heard could make all the difference.
She spoke about history, about the lessons it taught us. She talked about second chances, about how everyone deserved one no matter their past. She wanted him to feel understood. All the while, she was secretly signaling to the bus driver, a plan forming in her mind to ensure his safety. She tapped her foot 4 times. It was their code. It meant, call the police. It was a subtle but crucial part of their plan.
The bus driver understood. He discreetly reached for his phone, ready to make the call that could change everything. In that moment, they were a team, working together to bring hope and safety to someone in need. Section 5, the driver's quick thinking and police arrival. The bus driver was a kind man named Mr. Thompson. He was a good man. He cared about his passengers.
Mr. Thompson pretended everything was normal. He kept driving. He followed Mrs. Carter's instructions.
He drove towards the police station. He knew the route well. He had to get help. He had to keep everyone safe.
The police were waiting. They had received the call. They were ready to act. The bus came to a stop. Section 6. A community's hero inspiration in the aftermath. In the quiet town of Maplewood, a story of bravery and resilience unfolded that would be remembered for generations. It all began on an ordinary school day, which quickly turned into a day of terror and heroism. The police stormed the bus with precision and courage. They arrested Tom Jacobs, the hijacker who had threatened the lives of innocent children. Thanks to their swift action, everyone was safe and unharmed. Relief washed over Mrs. Carter, the brave teacher who had kept the children calm and safe during the crisis. Her quick thinking and composed demeanor were crucial in those tense moments.
News of Mrs. Carter's bravery spread like wildfire.
She was hailed as a hero by the local community and beyond. Her story was featured on news channels, and she became a symbol of courage and selflessness. She had saved the day, not just by her actions, but by her unwavering spirit. Her courage in the face of danger was an inspiration to all who heard her story. She had stayed calm under pressure, a true testament to her character and dedication as a teacher. Her ability to maintain composure in such a dire situation was nothing short of remarkable.
The town of Maplewood celebrated her courage with a grand parade and community gathering. People from all walks of life came together to honor her bravery and to show their gratitude. She showed everyone the power of kindness and compassion. In a moment of darkness, she became a light, proving that even in the most challenging times, there is always hope and humanity. Mrs. Carter's story became a beacon of inspiration, not just for her students, but for the entire community. She was a role model, demonstrating that courage and kindness can make a profound difference. She showed that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. Her actions reminded everyone that heroism is not about having superpowers, but about having the heart and courage to do what is right, even when it is difficult.